Gonna do an 8 to 10 mile hike this morning around Lake Craig. Have a 27-pound pack just to keep me in shape, and I have to start off with a good fruit and veggie smoothie, and this gives me 2 to 3 hours of good hiking time with this smoothie. I'll be doing a rock drop today. I'm on my way to do a hike. I've stopped at the Boiling Springs and drop a rock here and other places along the way before I go on my hike. Here we are at the Boiling Springs. This has been a landmark watering hole since the 1700s, and it's just a fun place to come now. So I'll leave this little rock here for somebody to find, and hopefully they'll enjoy it. So my next rock drop will be here at the Ice House in Boiling Springs. And how about I leave another rock here at Brewster's? And how about the post office? And now I'm on the other side of Spartanburg County at the beginning of the Palmetto Trail. When I drove by a little bit later in the day, somebody had picked up this nice little rock. And so now I'm in the park, parked my motorcycle underneath a shade tree. Gonna take this nice little rock and I'm gonna place it on this picnic table. And this one nearby. Yep, getting ready to do my hike at Croft State Park. Have some visitors here today. Okay, so I'm ready to get hiking. Put on my 27-pound pack and get moving, and be back in about 4 or 5 hours. Okay, so I'm 30 seconds into my hike. I'm going to drop this little rock on this horse hitching post. And this looks like a good place. I'll just put it right beside this tree here. It's really a beautiful day here at Lake Craig, Croft State Park. Just beginning my hike around Lake Craig. Gonna cross over the dam here and then the causeway. Hike around, well, when you go all the way around the lake, it's quite a long ways. About 8 to 10 miles by the time you finish it up. A small deer, and then a larger deer. Maybe a mom and a fawn. Yep, second jogger I've seen out here today. It was really cool this morning when I got on my motorcycle to come out here, and in the 60s, and this is July, and it has been really hot, and for the past month or month and a half, and so it's really kind of strange to have this kind of cool weather to start off. But it's really nice for hiking. Not so good for my motorcycle when I was on it coming to the park, but it's just a really nice day. It is going to be beautiful. Temperatures are going to get up to about 78, so it's going to be plenty warm for hiking. And oh, looks like somebody lost a drone or something. Yep, looks like a dead drone right here in the path as I'm hiking along. So, what is a rock drop and why do I do it? You can drop rocks. I paint rocks, put my name on it, and how I can be contacted through Facebook or YouTube. And it's just a fun thing when you're hiking along or you're at a park or you're someplace out in the woods and you run across somebody's rock that they have dropped and where they've actually placed it so people can find it. You can either hide it, move it, or keep it. And so I just think it's a lot of fun. I think leave no trace is one of the things that concerns people. Like if you're out there dropping a rock, leaving a rock, a painted rock for people to find and enjoy. And so far as I'm concerned, this is not breaking the leave no trace in a way that would be harmful. This just brings me joy, and other people, I think, it brings them a little bit of happiness out there in the woods to run across a trail rock and be able to keep it or move it or hide it or, you know, whatever they want to do with it. Earlier, I showed you my smoothie that I made, and that smoothie gives me 2-3 hours on the trail with plenty of energy and good things for my body. But just so you know what's in it, I add veggies and I add fruit, but I added fresh mango and blueberries and pineapple and banana and beets from the garden and let's see, sprouted broccoli sprouts, of course, which I make myself, and added cranberries. I buy cranberries in the season around Thanksgiving, and then I freeze them, and they keep really well in the freezer. And then I added homemade almond milk and ground up my own flaxseed and put it in there. And so I feel like for a breakfast that's pretty healthy. It's not Cheerios, not even Raisin Bran or Captain Crunch, but I think that those are the ways we probably ought to be eating to give our bodies the kind of energy that they need. I mean, our bodies are tremendous gifts, in my opinion, gifts from God, and we have a responsibility, like a stewardship, to take care of our bodies and treat them well, exercise them, feed them properly, get proper rest, and so that's just my philosophy to keep me going as long as I can go. These are the foundation remains of a cabin probably built in the 17 or 1800s. They're all around this area, and you'll find them when you're jogging on these trails or hiking on these trails here around the lake at Lake Craig. Never quite fun to get these in the face when you're hiking through the woods, but it happens. Right to Lake Johnson, just right up over this little knoll, and to the left, going around Lake Craig. I used to cross over here for fun, but the bark is getting a little old and slippery, so it might just slide off of that log. So I don't do that anymore. I just follow around the trail and stay on. And there he goes again. He's never been out here before. He's wanting to get up to the Dairy Ridge parking lot, which is a long way away. And but anyway, he's going to make it back, and he's going to go way over in that direction to the horse stables where he started. But that's he's only got about 25 minutes to go to get back to where he started. Okay, so this is a ironwood tree, and oftentimes when you're looking hard, you might find a part of an ironwood tree, a branch or something that's straight enough that you could cut it off, not in a park, but out in the woods someplace where you are able to do that. You find one that's long and straight, you can cut it off, it becomes a good trekking pole. I've used these kind of trekking poles for over 1,200 miles when I've been hiking in the past. And I've got these recently because they help hold up my tent. These are the tent stakes or the tent poles now that I use with my very, very lightweight tent. So I'm an hour and a half into my hike. This looks like a great place to drop a rock. Looks like somebody lost their bandana and somebody else tied it up in the tree. And interesting bandana. I like to eat fruit on the trail, and today I have Bing cherries. Sweet and delicious. And I'm pretty sure this is a widowmaker. Fell from the treetops, embedded itself into the ground. Let's see. Yep, sure enough. And that's why they call them widowmakers, and you don't want to plant your tent right underneath one of those and camp in it at night. All right, let's keep going. So what have we here? Oh, that's pretty. Okay, this picnic table way out in the woods means I'm about halfway done with my hike around Lake Craig, and I think I'll just drop a rock right here on this picnic table and leave it here for somebody else to find. So this is Kelsey Creek, and a few miles down this creek in the 1700s there was a battle that took place. It was called the Battle of Kelsey Creek, and it's where the Loyalists, those Americans who are loyal to the king, and the Patriots had a skirmish. And the Loyalists were trying to take away the arms and ammunitions of the Americans. And if you're a despot or a king, you cannot be in control if your people own guns and they can resist you. Yeah, I know, my shoes are pretty beat up, and they're coming apart, and my toes sticking out on the side. So why wear these shoes when I have the other shoes to wear? Well, it's because they're so doggone comfortable. And these are Ultras, and these are the Lone Peak Ultras, and they stretch and give way with your foot when your foot is expanding, and I just love them. So I put this horseshoe here, oh my goodness, a year and a half ago, 2 years, and it's been hanging on this tree ever since. The trail is just right there, but it must have come off a horse. There are horses on this trail all the time. Well, doggone, I just got nailed by a yellow jacket about 20 seconds ago. My goodness, just walking along on the trail. Oh, that is interesting. Wish I had my Melaleuca oil here. It'd put out the pain in a minute. Okay, things happen. Well, that surprised the heck out of me. Just walking along and have a yellow jacket attach itself to your sock, where when you stamp up and down it won't come off. And so you have to kind of knock it off. But the last time that happened to me was more than 50 years ago. I was a Boy Scout, and my Boy Scout buddy and I were out there, and I was bouncing a ball on yellow jackets as they'd come out of their hole, and one attached itself to my sock, and I was stomping up and down, and it wouldn't come off, of course, because this little claw feet are attached to my sock, and so he got me pretty good, and it so alarmed my scout teacher when my eyes were turning bloodshot and I was acting kind of funny that he took me to the hospital. My parents met me there. It was no big deal, I guess, but my dad threatened me. That's the 4th time I had been stung, and each time that year in Georgia, and each time I had bothered the bees and created that problem for the most part. Okay, this is a wild muscadine, and it has fallen from way up there in the trees. This is the muscadine vine, and in the fall they will turn purple, black. They'll smell wonderful. You'll walk through the woods and have this fragrance. If you pick up some that have fallen on the ground, they taste really good. So I took unmarked trails, and I started over here, this part of Lake Craig, and I went all the way around Lake Craig, all the way up here, all the way down, unmarked trails, all the way up here to Kelsey Creek area, and came back down around, and I came out right about here, and I'm gonna be coming over to the shelter, and then I'll take an unmarked trail by the shelter and follow the lake again all the way back. That should be about 9 or 10 miles, something like that. But anyway, where am I? Right there. Okay, there's the shelter. Yeah, this would be a spider in the face, but I saw him first, so I get to get him out of the way. Yep. Yeah, I hate to get those in the face. Where'd he go? Boy, he jumped out of here quick. Where'd he go, little guy? There you are. There you are. You're pretty. Oh my goodness. These little guys stick to your pants like crazy. See what I mean? So for the last 9 miles, I've been hiking in what's called the Green Tunnel. We have so much of the woods providing shade that, and with a little breeze, the temperatures are very nice, and makes it very pleasant to do a hike. He's got his head popped up. He knows somebody's here. He's gonna go in the water. Yep. Yeah, Croft is a nice place to come. Just so much to do out here. They have showers and bathrooms and picnic tables and lots of green grass and lake and trails and horseback riding and all the things that you can really enjoy. Hey, there's my motorcycle. I think I'll get on it and head home. A beautiful sight. I get to ride it all the way home instead of walking. Yeah, that was a lot of fun. I'm glad I came. Well, somebody took the rock I planted here 5 hours ago, so I think I will plant another rock. Okay, so I'm on my motorcycle out of the park, and I'm stopping up here at the Dairy Ridge parking lot, and that's where the trail starts in the northern part of the park. And I want to plant a rock right here, drop a rock right on this table. And there's 2 cop cars right here, and so when they saw me drop this rock, they started to ask me questions, and they were excited for me because they had found some of my rocks. They hike the trails too with their kids, and the kids kept the rocks, and so it was kind of fun. One last thing, when I got home and took a shower, this little passenger, I pulled him off my body, and you know, ticks and bees and ants and mosquitoes, they're just part of the hiking thing, and it doesn't destroy your fun at all. You just keep on going. Lots of fun.